And will you please rise for the pledges of allegiance, followed by the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Commissioner Williams, will you please lead us into prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us. Father, thank you for this county and this state and this country that we live in. Father, be with us as we do the business of Mills County. Father, please bestow our land with some money. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, again, welcome to everybody. Number 2, we're going to review and act on minutes of August the 14th and August the 17th. So commissioners, if you look at your packet, see if there's anything on the minutes you need change, add, or delete.
Sonia, on the minutes from 7 on this first page of the back. Y'all wrote rock runner down instead of grinder. It said rock runner instead of rock grinder. It'd be 7 on the commissioner's report.
You know the changes or additions?
I make a motion for approval.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Head to approve the minutes August 14th and August 17th.
Wait, 1 second.
Okay, hang on a second.
Is on the minutes of the 17th. I know you probably haven't seen these, Charles, but it says the total is 60.61. And we proved the tax rate to be a cent cheaper, didn't we?
60.61 is the correct tax rate.
Okay.
Yeah, we did not do it.
Okay, just double check it.
Also on item 4, for those numbers right on interest and sinking, you got 5.89, 45.05, 9 dot, is that dollars? Or it should be 0.589.
I had the Jennifer piece and he approved.
Yeah.
So that's,
So however you want to do, I did double check the numbers with Judge Johnson.
Pardon? Yeah.
And about sign that.
No. I'm just asking what the decimal is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
so I'll second the motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Head, a second by Commissioner Williams. Any other comments or discussion for the minutes of August 14th and 17th? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 3, audience with individuals. First off, Michael Pelzel, you do not want to speak. Okay. Michael Pelzel does not want to speak. Okay. Don Kissar. Don, if you'll come up to the microphone, please, sir. Welcome. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Good. Richard, we are completing the budget today and y'all done a lot of work on it, so hard us to put into it. I'm representing New Zealand this time and talked with Judge and Treasurer earlier about this. We had a little expense come up, but that's things really big time. So whatever y'all can put our way will be greatly appreciated.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're having a hard time hearing you on YouTube.
Just speak up.
May I speak up a little bit more, yeah?
Thank you.
Okay,
Is that better?
is that better?
Jackie?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. But that air conditioner go out and have to do it. We've got the north wall on the building that needs to be reported. For cosmetics and structurally both, just like these two buildings we down here, the old theater and the, French building on the corner, and they're making the town look a lot better. We need that same kind of work done, on our north side, and, that's my first priority, and we'd like to. Thank y'all for anything you must do to help us in that direction. But I just want y'all to know that, I know you worked hard on this budget, and I appreciate it personally. Whatever y'all can do to help them out, would be appreciated. Thank you.
Don, thank you. Okay, Miss Stacy Hodge, good morning. You're next. Come on up the microphone, Stacy.
I don't need to be told to keep loud.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to address you today. I have been, thinking about some concerns that I had. I'll speak first. I've been a citizen of Mills County for 10 years. Everybody come. So thanks for having me. According to the fire danger and stuff, and I know we're in stage 1 water restrictions, I have a thought that I'd like to bring to you. Every year we drain the pool. I think this year we may want to leave that water in the pool a little bit longer till we're maybe out of the danger zone, so that we can use that as a resource to put out fires. That's like, what, 150,000 gallons of water? I don't know, how much water is it? Anybody?
I don't know.
So I'm gonna go, I talked with, Mr. Garza about it just now. It's a thought that God just laid on my heart real fast, this week. And I'm gonna talk with the city hall about it and see if that can't be done. I think that's a really good resource that we have, instead of just letting it run. I don't know what happens to it after they drain it, but I just wanted to see if I could get y'all support as well, because whenever you have emergency management start, I think we judge. So, or the sheriff. One of them. So that was point 1. Point 2 was I listened to and watched the meeting last week, and I was concerned. My concern was that there was a blatant disregard for the citizens of Mills County who work hard to pay their taxes, and people are frivolously spending money on extravagantly. I mean, there's a lot of people in town that couldn't even afford to stay at a hotel here, much less thousands of dollars spent somewhere else. And I know you can look at the previous video, but I was very heartbroken that our sheriff would spend that kind of money out of our money. You know, knowing that he was not going to run again, it broke my heart. And so I think that anyone that holds that kind of an office, your office, all of our offices, should have a fiduciary responsibility to conduct themselves with humility and humbleness, knowing where the money comes from. And it just really, I just wanted to put that out there. Along with that, we want people to work in this county, and we want to be able to hire people worth their salt, we're going to have to pay them. And spending that kind of money on a conference and hotel rooms and meals or what have you is completely irresponsible. That could have gone toward hiring another deputy. That just really irked me. So I'm bringing that one forward. But if there has been pay raises given, I don't feel that those should be taken away. If you want someone to feel valued and do their job, then you need to allow them to have a decent cost of living increase. And spending money like that doesn't allow for that to happen. If you're given a pay raise, don't take it away from somebody. It's not okay with me If someone gives me a pay raise and you take it away from me, I'm a single mom of 2 kids. That hurts me bad. It hurts me in my morale. And it hurts me in my pocketbook. But most of all, my morale. What kind of job am I gonna do for you if you're taking money away from me? Okay, thank you. But thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for hearing about my concerns, and we're praying for all of you. And we're praying for our country. So thank you.
Stacy, thank you for those comments. Okay, anyone else? Audience with individuals? Hearing none, I'll make a motion, we'll go to number 4 up and make a motion that we go into public hearing on county budget for 2023-24. The time is 9:11 a.m. Is there anyone here to speak on the public hearing on the county budget?
Do we need to sign in to speak on that hearing?
Pardon?
No, sir, you just come up to the mic.
Sign up to speak at a public hearing.
No, sir, you just come up to the microphone.
Yes, sir.
We still have a motion, but we don't have a second.
Okay,
Second.
okay, I made a motion. We have a second from what, Commissioner Williams? Is
Yes.
that right? Okay. All those in favor of going into the public hearing on the county budget, say aye. Aye. Mr. Smith, good morning. Come on up.
Good morning. Just a couple of quick things. I missed the deliberations Thursday, but I hope you found a way to make some reduction in property tax. I do want to talk about the dangers of percentages, because there's in many of the budget discussions, there's been a discussion of percentage salary increases across the county. There were discussions of percentage increases in retiree pay. There's 2 primary concerns that keep in mind when you're dealing with percentages. I'm not talking against increases, I'm talking about doing it by percentage. First of all, percentages drive the money to the most high pay. Less money for the small salaries, more money for the big salaries. In the context of the county, that means you're driving the money toward the elected officials and not the employees. It's the employees that do much of the work. There are other ways to do it. You've seen it in the past. We tried to back the percentage in the total pay will increase around to the equivalent amount per hour and give everybody the same dollar. That, you know, everybody's gas is not the same, everybody's supposed to get everybody's electricity. So it makes, to me, more sense to do that in percentages. The same way on the retiree benefit check, exact same issue. The second danger in the percentages is a compound. In less than 15 years, if you give it 3% every year, you will have doubled the cost of the county payroll. If you go with the dollar increase in 15 years, you will increase it not nearly as much. So just wanted to make those 2 points. Consider the tax decrease if possible, values have gone up. And if you don't decrease the taxes at least some, it continues to drive increase in the citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Former Judge Ed Smith. Thanks for those comments. Okay. Anyone else on the public hearing aspect of this meeting? Okay. Yes, sir. Come on up.
One thing I would like to talk about is we should, speaker should state their name.
Yes, go ahead.
George King.
George, good morning. Go ahead.
One thing I would like to talk about, for you guys to consider. The volunteer fire departments throughout the county. You guys fund different activities, different things for the county that a few people take advantage of. The volunteer fire departments service all the counties. We respond if Prairie needs help, Beltway responds, Mullen responds. Star, if Mullen needs help, the other fire departments respond. We work off of donations on it. And we need some help. We need better equipment. Mullen in particular, I'm the new chief of Mullen. We're way behind. Any little bit you guys can help us, would be greatly appreciated. Right now, we've been lucky. They haven't been any big fires. We've had a couple out in the Star territory. As dry as everything is, we could be depleted real quick. So anything you guys can add in to help the volunteer fire departments would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys.
George, thank you. And I think I'll speak for everybody. You all do a great job, all our VFDs in Mills County. Okay, anyone else on public hearing on county budget? Okay, hearing none. I will say we go out of the public hearing and back into Commissioner's Court. The time is now 9:16 a.m. I'll make a motion to go back into Commissioner's Court.
Second.
I made a motion, second by Commissioner Head, go back in Commissioner's Court. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Going to number 5, we're back in session, Commissioner's Court. Number 5, consider an act to approve salaries and allowances of elected officials according to TLGC 152.013. Do I hear a motion for that?
Make a motion that we approve the salaries and allowances for elected officials.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Wright, to approve the salaries and allowances. I'll second that motion. Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of approving the salaries and allowances of elected officials say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Now, number 6, considering like a 2023, 2024 budget, Mr. Charles Miles, you'll come up and speak to us on a recap, please, sir. Good morning, Charles. Commissioners, you turn that recap page. That's what Charles can be addressing.
You should have a 3-page recap. And page 1, the first column is actual for last fiscal year. Column 2 is the budget for the current fiscal year. Column 3 is my estimation of where we're going to end up for the current fiscal year. And the 4th column is the proposed budget for the 24 year. We look at the bottom, total receipts. After transfer, less transfers. Last year, the actual was $5,792,000. This year's budget is $7,437,000. My estimation is we're going to end up at $7,153,000. And the budget, proposed budget for 24 is $7,388,000. The next line is net disbursements after transfer. The prior year actual was $5,445,000. The budget for the current year is $7,279,000. Estimated $6,502,000. And the proposed for the next year is $7,310,000. So if you'll notice the expenditures, last year's budget is $7,279,000. This year is $7,310,000. Excess receipts over disbursements, last year's actual was $347,000. The current year budget is $158,000 surplus. Estimated at the moment $650,000 surplus. And the proposed for next year is a $78,000 surplus. Fund balance at the end of the year. Last year's actual, we ended up with $4,380,000. We budgeted this year, end up at $4,539,000. The estimated budget is $5,031,000. And the proposed for next year ends up with a surplus of $5,109,000. Any questions? Anybody?
Commissioners? Any questions for Mr. Miles? Okay, Charles, thank you for your assistance. Okay. Any other comments or questions, discussion before we take a vote on this, commissioners? My understanding is we need to have individual votes on the 23-24 budget. So I guess I'll go from left to right, starting precinct 1, Commissioner Wright.
Take a motion first.
Well, okay, I'll make a motion first. Excuse me, go ahead and make the motion, Commissioner Williams.
Yeah, I make a motion that we approve the 2023-2024 budget.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams. Second's been made by Commissioner Wright. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Now, we can start with individual vote on the 23-24 budget. I'll start left to right, precinct 1, Commissioner Wright.
Yes.
Yes, vote for Commissioner Wright. Commissioner Head.
Yes.
Yes, vote for Commissioner Head. Judge Johnson says yes. Commissioner Parton.
This is on the complete budget.
This is the 2023-24 budget. Yes, sir.
I got to vote no.
Okay. No for Commissioner Parton. Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
A yes for Commissioner Williams. Now, also, there's a budget certificate that does pass, by the way, 4-1. There is a budget certificate I will sign. And Sonia, I don't know if I need to read all this also too on the tax rate. I know I got to read the individual tax numbers. The budget passes for 2023-24. 4-1 vote. And Sonia, you got those recorded votes, correct? Okay. Well, that takes care of the 2023-24 budget aspect. Number 7, be consider an act on the tax rate. Now, I will read the 3 figures on the tax rate. And there's also an order on that, assuming it's approved, we'll move forward. So I guess we need to do a motion again, correct? Like we did. I'll make a motion that we approve consider and act on the tax rate.
Second.
Second's been made by Commissioner Williams. All those in favor of moving forward say aye. Aye. Now I will read the numbers for the proposed, the tax rate. For the total tax rate would be 60.61. And Charles, verify me on all this, please, sir. Interest and sinking is 5.89. Maintenance operation general is 45.05. And road and bridge special is 9.67. Everything correct on what I said, Charles? So I've read the 3 rates. And guess we'll need to do another individual vote. So we'll do another individual vote on the tax rate. And I'll start from left to right with precinct 1, Commissioner Wright.
For.
Yes, vote for Mr. Wright. Commissioner Head votes yes. Judge Johnson votes yes on the tax rate. Commissioner Parton.
Yes.
Commissioner Parton votes yes on the tax rate. Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner Williams votes yes on the tax rate. Okay, folks, that concludes the budget tax rate aspects of it. We got some increases, of course, for county roads, which, I always want to push on these county roads. As you know, we got 500 miles of roads. And it's very difficult. I know for all the commissioners do much work this summer with all this dry weather, but hopefully it'll rain again and we can get back to work on these roads soon. And that's all I got. So moving on to, and I will sign these 2 forms for you, Sonia, a little bit. So now, number 8, consider an act on accounts payable. Commissioners, if you look in your packet, there's I think, a couple of accounts payable deals that our county treasurer Summer has provided. Summer, do you need to prep anything? I think one was the judge's part. No, that's the previous. No, that's
Accounts payable is mine.
yeah, that's our Commissioner Williams. Sorry.
And it is the purchase of a trailer for the precinct 4 bond.
Okay. Any discussion, gentlemen? I'll make a motion. We approve the accounts payable. Motion's been made by me, a second by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion?
No, Mike seconded.
Okay. Yeah, Mike second. Okay, sorry. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to number 9, considering an act on budget amendments.
This is the then one was voted down last, I don't know how it's gotten to go back.
Okay,
I haven't had a chance to read that with those.
okay. So we need a table for next
I thought
time.
it was the one that had Fund 45, not Fund 10.
No, it was.
Was it this one?
This, Jerry.
Not, you don't need to table it, the minutes, they reflect no action.
No action taken. Okay. I'll make a motion that we do no action taken on the number 9, consider an act on budget amendments. I presume we need a second.
You don't have.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, moving on. Number 10, consider an act on credit card usage. This pertains back to, last week we had discussions on the forfeiture fund and whatnot regarding the sheriff's account, I believe. There's some confusion on, the forfeiture account. I had a visit with, the DA, Michael Murray, on a telephone conference with Sheriff Hammonds. I know Commissioner Williams has also talked to him. I don't know what else we need to add. Commissioner Williams, do you have any comments on this?
Well, this is not dealing with forfeiture, this is credit.
Well, I know credit card, and that was what tied into it, though.
That's what tied into it.
Yeah. Commissioner,
It was made known that the number one problem that the treasurer's office has is credit card usage. And it was at that meeting that we said we would discuss about credit cards and whether we should have them, continue them or not continue them. That was the discussion in the last commission report.
yes,
The risk is we've already.
Set a
incurred
precedent.
costs before you can prove the payable. That's the credit card policy. Right.
I think one of the issues has been making sure that there are invoices accompanied to those credit cards. Correct?
That's not a problem. But if somebody overspends or doesn't follow policy, there's nothing I can do about it because the policy is already incurred on the card.
So if you did away with the credit cards, would you have one in your office that people could come and use to purchase some stuff that or y'all's office could purchase for us?
You can do that.
You see what I'm saying? Or if we need to make reservations for a hotel that we can come to your office and use that credit card and then charge it to each of our line items.
To do that, that's why I think if we're gonna have people overcharging or going over the policy, they need to put it on their own and then get reimbursed for the rates. The county says that they have.
So just use your own credit card, bring your receipts in, and then we'll be reimbursed.
Because a lot of times you don't get a receipt on some of it too, or
I do have to. It's not better, but I do have to fax get receipts, yes.
Say that again, yet what?
I have to fax get the receipts. People are,
losing their receipts.
Okay.
I don't even think, they just don't think they have to provide it.
Was that on,
It's disregarded of the policy.
So you're saying why have a policy if we're not gonna follow
Exactly.
Which office is not a problem designed by this, when they turn the bills in, which office is it?
it? I think all offices have done some. Cause I know I've had one or two where I had to go find the receipts.
I've always turned mine, I think I have, I might be missing some, but I thought every time I go out and use my credit card, I come in and use
If I
it.
have a conversation with that, then it's not.
What is our limit on our credit card? 2,500?
So like, yeah, 2,000. I might have 2,000 done. Other individuals have 1,500, the sheriff has 4,000. There's. It goes right in.
And we also,
It's been brought to this court a lot of times is that they get off somewhere they can't afford to pay out their own credit card. That's what we've heard as a board.
we also have gas cards and credit cards, the county.
Sheriff has gas cards.
Okay.
We have gas cards.
And the commissioner have gas cards. Yeah.
Some of us have. Now, I know my precinct has but it's a charge account, but it's a credit card from Tractor Supply and Home Depot.
Okay,
But I
Those
keep
are-
those, Commissioner, I keep those cards, I don't, except for the gas part. I issue that to our service people in case they're out of town or break down and they need to get it. They got to put the mileage on it and the whole 9 yards on it. Boy, I know, my person.
okay.
And I didn't put this on the agenda, so I don't. Which part I want me to call.
We've discussed it before. I don't know if it's gotten any better, if it's continuing the same. But, if we got a problem with it, the only thing I put on the credit card is water for the guys, and I can purchase that and turn receipts in. I don't think we should be relying on county credit card.
Me, I do hotels. So I will put it on there, but, and a part every now and then, but.
Credit sign up and say something about the credit card.
Well, if it's related to elected official, I'll let you speak, Miss, come up.
We use it, well, my account, this for the hotel, and, instead of using our own car for that, I came on gas, and then see, I think, someone, if he did, I was in Taco Bell, where he drives, and he did, reimburse with that. But, people are respectful of it, but it does come in handy, and there was one time past, it got locked, and couldn't use it, or part of the path myself, and clearly that was. But, that gave him a check. So it is, if you're saying I paid for judge class one time for a whole week, instead of paying on the pocket, he was 15 and he was used to that. And then you can reimburse, reimburse for other things, and we don't about that. But I just feel like it's like, it would be great if we kept it, and for those of you who go to class, we try to get most of it, and reason to do it, not, spend crazy on it, but I just feel like it's.
Okay. Thank you, JP, A Vance.
Well, I thought years ago when we talked this, Trina didn't want to do that. I don't know. You might remember Trina really didn't want to have credit cards because it was a disaster waiting to happen. And so the fuel card seemed to always be fine. It was always the credit cards. And so, and the limit was like 500, and that's just slowly crept up. Now everybody's $2,000, $4,000. So it is getting way up there.
It's a big thing to manage. Plus you've heard the cost before it's been approved to pay, so there you have that aspect. So if somebody wants to go around the accounts payable policy for the way that we should do, even for the accounts payable to be paid, that's how they use it. They've already incurred the cost from the credit card. You can't tell the credit card company you don't want to pay it. It's a cost incurred. That's where the business is coming from.
And when I did my,
And there's only a few people abusing that. But you can't just take 2 cards away from a couple of people and.
You gotta do any or all, yeah.
Yeah. Either or all.
and I did my school, wasn't that big deal. I went and paid down my pocket and gave receipts of summer and
Yeah.
couple, well, a week later, I got my money back, got my money back. Ain't that big a deal. Don't use it very much anyway.
Do away with them, and if that's gonna be if everybody's having a problem with them, just pull all the credit cards and call it good. Pay it out.
Except for the fleet cards. We're not talking about the fleet cards, right?
That is the credit card. Each one of us has been issued a credit card, is that not correct?
Come up the gas cards.
Credit card and we got gas card.
I understand that, but I'm not talking about the gas card. I'm talking about the credit card that we have. From Mills County State Bank, is that not it?
I'm just gonna do a hypothetical question. What if some elected official does not even have a credit card? I don't know if that's possible or not. How are they gonna get a room or something booked? Will they just bar card or what? I mean, I'm just saying they're going to seminar or something. most people have credit cards. I mean, not many years ago, I knew some good solid people didn't have one. I mean, I don't know if that's,
You want me to concern hypothetical questions?
well,
Everybody's got a debit card or a credit card.
Okay. okay,
I mean,
But they're asking, once you make a reservation, they're asking for a credit.
I know.
And we're gonna use our personal, I mean. That's what you're saying.
But she's proposed the fact of a credit card in your office, right?
yeah, it's the only one.
Who makes our room reservation? We do, as individuals. Are you gonna make the reservation? From your office?
I know some people do. You're capable of doing it, right?
We've been doing. it. You've made some for me.
Yeah.
Yes,
I can do it.
yes.
Like I said, I did not put this on the agenda.
The commissioners asked to be on the agenda the last time, so that's why. Because it wasn't on the agenda, so we can't talk about it. So now it's on the agenda, so we can talk about it.
Well, I know, I understand the issue. I'm just a little leery of doing away with all the credit cards right now at this time. I know there's been an issue getting invoices in, and I wish everybody could get their invoices in the department.
Receipts.
Pardon?
It's receipts, not.
Well, I mean, receipts, excuse me.
We don't have receipts in. And the auditor finds it.
I know.
Those are deals.
Have we been,
Yes.
we have been written up.
Yes.
Go over there for receipt. The
Thanks,
very
Secretary.
first year I was appointed and did an audit.
Yeah. You're not on the agenda, Deidre. I'm sorry, signed up. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Okay. Commissioners, any more comments?
The whole problem is with the credit card, you're obligating the county to pay something that may or may not have been authorized by the court to be paid. And it seems to me that, I mean, it's just like spending money. If you're spending money, it's public money, it's not authorized to do, it's against the law, it's a crime. So maybe the court needs to, on as far as the credit card is concerned. I mean, maybe have an absolute limit. And say, as long as it's within this limit, then it's authorized, if it's for these proper purposes that are in the budget, and it's over the limit, then it hasn't been authorized in advance, then it's not authorized, and it's a misappropriation of public funds. I don't know what I'm doing, because when somebody uses a credit card, the county has to pay it. Because the county is contractually obligated to pay the credit card. So really, it's hard to back out of it once it's already done. I don't know why staying in a hotel, unless it's an emergency, I don't know why that can't be pre-approved.
That's what I.
I mean, everybody has to make their hotel reservations in advance. I don't know why it can't be put in the minutes and going to the agenda. I think we need to have if credit cards are going to be used, we need to have a strict policy of what can and cannot be done without liability.
And we have this credit part of these involved.
But again, policies, some people follow them, some people don't.
Maybe we need to stick with it. And if there's been if there's abuse of the credit card, maybe we need to get that credit card.
But that's what we thought we were doing last week, and I guess a couple of us got severely reprimanded from it because it ended up being a Title 59 fund. That was put on a county credit card.
Even though the policy says you can't.
Yeah, that's a completely different issue.
But it's still a county credit card and the policy says you can't go over that. I know we can't stop the amount of money used on the chapter 59 or what it's for, but the credit card was used.
The credit card should not have been used there. I think the amount, if it was authorized by the DA or sheriff, the amount to pay out of those foreign funds. But maybe the credit card should not be do that.
Okay, commissioners, other discussion?
Can we? Do you know if our depository will allow just one credit card in your office that just say Mills County?
But I don't have time to manage everybody's credit card usage. I don't have time to sit there and make.
You'd rather that it just be all one? Yes.
I don't have a feeling about it either way. It's just putting in a best practice. I don't think we have a practice. I don't think we have a best practice.
Well, I make a motion at this time that we table this and watch it for the next few months. And if there is any more problems, then it brings back to court and we readdress.
I'll second that motion. Motion been made by Commissioner Williams, second by me. Any other discussion, gentlemen? All those in favor, your motion was to table, correct, Commissioner Williams? To table this, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, number 11, consider an act on 2023 funding commitment for Hill Country Community Action. Folks, this is the TDA match for Mills County. It goes to support the senior nutrition program. Somewhere in our packet, there is a form there. And I will make a motion that we approve this so that I can sign this. We've done this every year for the same amount.
Do we need to read the amounts in on the motion?
Yeah, let me, Commissioner Port, can I borrow that? I'll read the amounts in. Which was second page, I guess.
Yes, back side of the page.
Yeah. Okay, this is from Hill Country Community Action. Judge Johnson, we're in the process of applying for the home delivered meal grant program for 2024 with the Texas Department of Ag. Your contribution of $459 allows us to receive additional funds from TDA for the home delivered meals program in Mills County. In order for HCCAA to be eligible to receive funds for 24, TDA again requires each participating county to make a grant to HCCAA, which is based on the 2020 census data regarding the number of senior citizens residing in the county. This requires that each county commissioners courts pass a resolution certifying the amount of the grant they will be making to HCCAA. Attached to this resolution form with the amount of the grant already filled in. If you'd please present this in the next commissioners court meeting, which we're doing today, and sign and return the original as soon as possible to Ashley Johnson in South. So, any other discussion or comments on that?
I second your motion to approve the grant program of $459.
Okay, motion been made, but
That's the matching funds. We pay
$5,000.
It's in our budget.
Yeah.
Which is on page.
Yeah,
76,
it's true.
but
Well, he just read.
Yeah, and the first page, I'll read this one paragraph. In order for us to contribute by the current level of service, we must appeal once more. We hope that you're right for your budget 24. You'll be able to contribute $5,000 for support of the Senior Citizens Center, which includes $459 matching funds to TDA. So,
I'll amend my second to approve the $5,000.
okay,
I'll say it.
okay. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, number 12, consider an act amending the RFPS for the security and cameras. Mr. David Sons of Goldsmiths, welcome and good morning. Good seeing you, sir. I know you've been busy.
Yes, sir. So I went to charge, we went out to RFP earlier this year. And we received responses from four well-qualified vendors. They all provided their bid for an overall package of the law enforcement center and the courthouse. And I was charged with you go back to these vendors and ask them to split those two into two separate jobs. Individual project for the courthouse and then an individual project for the law enforcement center. So what we have today, I think it's in your packet, I prepared a comparison sheet of these vendors. And I bet that they're all very qualified, they're all very responsive, getting that information back to me. We're looking at pricing, we got on the courthouse side, the cheapest or least expensive is ASAP. $8,951 for the courthouse. And then 355, 482, 82 for the law enforcement center. As you look across there, the second, most economical one is Sadaptic bid. 66,556 for the courthouse and 414,962 for the law enforcement center. And then the other prices are in there as well. So, now, answer any questions, please.
Yeah, David, one question I have on the ASAP is 13 cameras and the Sadaptic are 20 for the courthouse.
So I went back and asked about that. And he's talking about the newer technology now. He can do more with less. So he thinks that he can do the courthouse completely with 13 cameras instead of 20. And I said, man, you guarantee that we've got full coverage on that? He said, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's one thing that popped out on me looking at it.
I had asked him about it.
Okay.
But on the LEC, that is a big difference on those cameras.
Yeah, and if you look, there's actually less cameras there as well. So he's talking about 77 versus 90.
Well, versus 140,
Yeah.
half the cameras from one to the other.
All of those vendors want both facilities, so they're familiar with the requirements. Now, our requirement was we need 100% coverage. And that's usually the way they respond.
So my next question is, are these bids? These 30 days, is when I'm reading these, either 30 days and they're divided, or they, the 90 days from the original turning of the RFP?
It's 30 days.
So this division, it's
Correct.
an extra 30 days.
Correct.
What's the date on that then? The end of it.
I think there's a little bit different if they turn in days apart, but basically a month from now.
Sometime in September.
August the 17th. August the 15th, 15,
Okay.
or somewhere in there,
Okay.
30 days from there,
Mid-September.
September.
Okay. Okay, commissioners, what questions we got? Mr. David, y'all done a good job getting all these numbers up. I know it's been a lot of work.
And that's a big numbers.
I've got a question. That's in a different line item than security center. Or this has to go to the next budget.
We've got money and security cameras to cover the courthouse.
For this budget. How much do we have? Or how much do we have? Budgeted?
Oh, I'm sorry, 90,000.
I think we discussed, commissioners, last one, our budget workshops. Due to the expense, we're kind of looking at doing the courthouse first, and there may be a couple of cameras in the sheriff's department. Maybe we can address too, interview room, and there's like one or two others. If we can. I personally didn't like seeing that much money for everything at one time.
Well,
I think we can address those shortcomings in the law enforcement center.
Uh,
I will that 90,000.
sure.
That's.
so one question I have, if you went with, let's just use ASAPs for the courthouse. And then you use Sadaptic for the LEC, would they communicate? No, that'd be a separate system.
We can request this that it uses the same technology because they did mention that they could, but this pricing is not.
It's different.
We have technology.
Okay. Comments, commissioners, questions?
If we do this, the way I feel about it is, doing the courthouse first.
Yes.
With the money that we have. And I hate to go at the lowest price, but ASAP seems like it.
The only thing, if I can remember correctly, ASAP, when we did the interviews and stuff, they've really not been in a lot of jails out there. They would be fine for the courthouse.
They haven't been in a lot of jails, law enforcement centers, what he
I
said.
can't remember. Because there's one of them
That's
that,
more Raceway.
oh, Grace.
Oh, Graceway.
But they all have experience in it. So
Oh, okay.
some are more heavily. That's why.
Yeah, 'cause I think Graceway was more of a security, like locking doors and stuff. That was.
Septic was mainly that.
Yeah.
So Septic's their main business is building the circuit boards and working with the security system within John's, the door locks and the intercoms, that sort of thing. They have cameras as well. Ricotta and Raceway, Ricotta is mainly camera company. Raceway is a partner with Ricotta that has an arm on driven and then just jail controls as well. So they all have experience.
But Graceway, yeah, it was extra. There was something different.
Raceway has the ongoing cost.
Yes, that's what it was.
Well, commissioners, I guess what we got decided is if we're gonna move forward with one of these today or what?
I said, yes, let me move forward.
Well, I do too. We've been working on this a long time, haven't we, David?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm ready to move forward if it's approved in the commissioner's court.
I make a motion that we approve ASAP for the RFP for the courthouse only at this time with a project price of $58,951.81.
Okay. Commissioner Williams has made a motion to approve the
We gonna have a public offering.
Say it one more time, I wasn't.
The public offering issue. They
Did they-
advertise for bid.
They extended it another 30 days because we changed the change order from the original RFP. The RFP continued, was 90 days out, so I don't think we have to do another one. All they did was divide it between the two. I could be wrong, but
You could be.
so what's your proposal or suggestion, County Attorney Hill?
So we're not doing both the jail and the court.
No, sir, they split it up into two separate bid packages from our four companies that submitted bids.
So this is just a bid on the courthouse.
Yes,
What about the jail?
we're gonna have to address it another time.
You're changing the specs. From the offering that you had earlier. Aren't you?
yes,
We haven't had an offering. Yet. The public offering.
to divide them up is what you're saying.
We talked about this before. Your public offering that you had earlier was a combination of both jail and the courthouse, right?
Correct.
Then we sent out,
This is completely different.
well, we sent back out then for separate bids for the law
Yeah,
enforcement.
but he's saying, but you only sent, what Gerald's saying, you only sent it to the four people, not to the public. You gotta, he's saying
Yeah.
you've got to resend it out, and resubmit it to the public.
You're saying it's a potential problem. I think it may not be.
Well, with that, I would say let's look into it before we do anything. Commissioner Williams,
For a second, if it dies, it dies.
okay, you're talking about on your motion. you've already
I
made.
wouldn't need a motion, so we'd have to ask for a second, if there's no second. then it's-
So Commissioner Williams has made this motion. Is there a second? Not here in a second, the motion dies. Okay, Commissioner Williams, you want to make another motion or something?
Well, I mean, my opinion is then we've got to find out if this is legal to do it this way. If not, we have to go out through a different process, so. I would hate to say it, but we're going to table it.
I agree with you, Commissioner Williams. We want to make sure we do this right. We don't want any problems. And David, I know you agree with us on that. So, did you have a motion there on tabling, Commissioner Williams?
I make a motion that we table the RFP security and cameras. At
Future later date?
Well, we figure out consult from. The buying process,
Okay,
purchasing process.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Williams to table the RFPS for the security cameras. Did I hear a second?
I will second it, and I have a question.
Okay, Commissioner Porton has a second, and go ahead with your question.
I'd like it put back on the agenda for next Monday. Could we check on the legality of this
Yeah, I'll do it.
in a week's time with TAC or whoever? If we're fine, we'll proceed with it.
Okay,
Otherwise, we'll redo it.
okay. Do you have all that, Sonia? Everything? Okay. The motion's been made to table, second by Commissioner Porton. All those in favor of tabling this, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Opposed, okay, we got 4 for, 1 against. Okay. David, thank you, bud. We'll be in communication with you again. Consider an act on Christmas courthouse lights. Guy, you want to prep this up? This is the company we used last year. Lighting by GGA. This is where they come in, put the lights up, and then take them back down.
Correct.
And they have about 7 employees come in and do all this. It's still about a 2-day job each way, right?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead, Guy.
Brought this before the court so that we can, go ahead and get this approved. Either put up and take down or just take, put up. And, we can get this on the, schedule to be done. They usually like to have this in July, so. The proposal was the same as last year, nothing's changed, put up and take down. Plus they make sure all the lights are working and all that stuff. They take their own, so there's any repairs. That would be 16,350. If the court chooses to just do a put up and not take it down and leave it up, cost of $11,000, so it'd be a little over $5,000 savings. That's what y'all choose to take. I just like to run to the court so we can get this on the docket.
And of course, the issue has been if you leave them up, you have hailstorms, they get warped by the sun, they get broken and whatnot. Correct? So that's why we take them up and put them back down.
There's pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
Whichever way you go.
Sure. Okay. Questions, commissioners, discussion? And guy, we got something else
If
after
you
that.
did it right now, the ground won't shift.
Yeah, that ground should be pretty damn hard right now.
Got nothing but bike for Christmas.
When I made bake before Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the courthouse Christmas lights, the put up and the take down for the 16,350.
Second.
I made a motion. Second's been made by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion?
Well, I mean, what's wrong with just leaving them up? I mean, we spent 16,000 last year, 16,000 this year, 16,000 next year, and the lights only cost 25,000 to begin with.
Good points. If you leave them up, you're gonna get maybe 2 seasons out of it. And then you're gonna have to bring a lift in and start replacing bulbs and doing repairs. Also, you also, on the south side, sun deteriorates everything. So when these are put up, they're put up with those ties.
How long did the last ones last before the hailstorm got there?
3 years.
How many?
Not 3 years.
About 3 years.
And then the insurance paid to take them down, and fix them, and put them back up.
They did.
How many windows do we have?
171, right?
171
Not a lot.
48 lights.
A whole bunch.
Yes. All the lower windows on the basement,
They don't have
there's,
Has a general public complained about it, Tom? You heard the general public complain, the money that we spent?
Either way, I mean. I don't think they complain about when they left them up, do they?
They like to see them. That's what I heard.
I know, but I mean, when we left them up, they didn't complain back there, do they?
As long as they're there. They like to have the Christmas lights there. During Christmas. We can do away with all this, if we want to lay our hands. Jason, did we not put them up before, the commissioner? And take them down, let them live
Yes, sir.
prior? You want, is it cheaper doing it that way or cheaper doing it this way?
I just say leave them up.
Okay,
That's not the motion.
any other discussion? And again, in the old days, I know y'all put them up and Guy could put them up too with the lift, but it takes a long time, one individual person doing it. I don't think it's a good liability issue getting trustees either to come in and help do that. I know that was done in the old days.
Yeah, if you choose to put them up and leave them up, then the first season afterwards, you might get through without too many of them going out. Second season, you're gonna have a bunch of them. I'll probably replace, I don't know, 60 or 80 bulbs on each side.
Wasn't that a different type of bulb, though? Wasn't that a different type of bulb?
They're LEDs,
The old ones were.
except for the crown. The crown were the regular incandescent. And, but the ones, what we have now are bigger LEDs than what we had. One size bigger, I think C6 or C8. What we have up there now. The thing that it's not gonna matter one way or the other. If, when it comes to the maintenance of it. We can either pay someone to do the maintenance. Or we can go get a lift. And I'll go out and do the maintenance and give me a road hand or somebody, because you can't use trustees or hire someone to help me. Because I'll need somebody on the ground and I'll get them a lift and do that. Either way, or find someone else that would be willing to do that.
And again, you and one other person would take probably 1 week roughly, put them up or what?
Yeah, I would rent the lift for a week. It'd probably take me, I don't know, 3 or 4 days to get it all done by myself with one person helping me. These people come in and put up in a day and a half. Something like that. Either way.
Okay. There's a motion on the table, commissioners. Any other discussion? Well, I'll call for a vote. I made a motion. I believe it's seconded by Commissioner Wright.
Yes.
All those in favor of doing the company called Waste Service? No, excuse me, what was the company's name? Lightning by GGA for the Christmas lights. All those in favor of hiring them again to put the lights up and to take them down, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We got 4 in favor with Commissioner Head voting against. Okay, moving on, number 14, consider an act on Waste Service LTD proposal. Guy, this is regarding heating and cooling, and to refresh our commissioners court, this has been brought up to us several times about the software package update for all our heating, cooling systems upstairs. And Guy, take it away.
Correct. This is, we discussed this last year and what we're doing. The proposal is for option 2, which is upgrading the software. It's called the front end. And what they do is a 4 to 6-week process. And last year this was discussed, and the commissioner's court made a decision to put it off until this year. Rolling the dice, any software update not holds it. So anyhow, basically what we need to do is give Waste Service a commitment so they can go ahead and schedule this. I'd like, if we can, I'd like to get it scheduled for October. And I believe this is in the budget.
Yes, sir.
For 2023-24.
Well, 22-23, see, you're talking about now?
No,
We're talking about next.
the Waste Services will be in the next budget.
I thought we had this in this year's.
It's been put on the AC maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah, money's the 33,000
Okay, I thought we were fine.
was put on my maintenance air conditioning
Okay,
line item.
so this will be after October the 1st, what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What I need to do.
If it's
is
approved.
Either give them, they will hold this price, because this price is from last year, and they went ahead and held this price. If we could go ahead and do a commitment for them to start in October, but we can put it on the next budget. I don't know the process how to do this, since this landed on my desk. And,
This cost is just simple, a software update.
yes, sir, we're upgrading the software that goes everywhere from a laptop that's on my desk, which controls all the building AC systems.
And
Did you get a picture of that, Judge?
I may have, and Guy, you may explain what might happen if not.
This is one unit that's on the roof.
Yeah, pass that down. Guy, explain to everybody at the Commissioner's Court, what could possibly happen if we don't do this upgrade?
So if we don't do the upgrade, what building controls do is they turn the building on and off. And they do it every day, the building shuts off at 5:15. Or 5:15 every morning, it turns on at 5:30. What it does is it saves energy, all that. You're not heating and cooling the building at night, but it maintains a certain temperature that it doesn't go above or beyond. Without this system, if you turn it off, you would have to go with every thermostat in the building to individually control each unit. So essentially, I would be coming in the morning and going to 18 thermostats and turning them on.
If they got turned off from the night before.
If they got turned off, if we lost the software, then, and then at the end of the day, I'd have to go through turn them all off. Also, that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is the troubleshooting. On the laptop on my desk, I have software that lets me know when the system's not working, or the system's not functioning, or if one room's not cooling, why it's not cooling. It gives me information so that I know who to call, or if it's something I can fix myself. This software was installed when the building was renovated in 2011. And you also have the back half, which is all the hardware, which is on each one of those units that you can see on my phone. So the back half is good for at least, I'm gonna say another 10 years that we can get out of it. This software upgrade will be good for 20 years. We won't have to worry about it again. It's old. This is a KMC controls. It's going up to total controls and name stuff. There will also be some improvements as far as this can be set up where if something happens and I'm not in the building, it can send alerts to me on my phone or my laptop at home. If something happening over a weekend or whatever, it will give me codes or alarms that something's not working and I can address it. One of the situations we just had in district courtroom.
Was that last week? Yeah.
Went on last week. If I had known on Saturday, I might could have got that taken care of a little quicker. Fortunately, everything worked out on that, but that's the whole point of control systems is the troubleshooting plus turning on, turning off. And it doesn't just flip a breaker and everything turns on. It turns on in a sequence.
And Guy, in the courthouse, how many units do we have? I know we have a bunch up on the
We got
roof,
16 units.
16 units. So,
So that's basically $140 a month for 20 years for that security. If you're saying it lasts 20 years.
Yeah, less.
Yeah.
Years.
and
In 10 years, we're gonna have to address the back half. The hardware part of it.
well, commissioners, I know this is a lot of money, but I think I've consulted with Guy numerous times on this. This has been brought up to us before we postponed it, last year, and I think it's a needed thing we need to do.
Yeah, this was brought up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, because the software was out of date. Last year, the software lost, there's no,
Support.
you can't fix it. They don't have to fix it. So if the software goes out. They will have to come in, waste service will have to come in, it'll be a 24-hour to 48-hour period where the building's closed while we get everything unhooked. So that the individual thermostats can control the units.
Okay.
And then we'll just be on individual thermostats.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Burns on this? Commissioners, any comments, questions? I'll make a motion that we approve the waste service proposed contract for the heating and cooling.
Second.
A motion's been made by me, a second by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the waste service contract, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, number 15. Thank you, Guy. Consider an act on schedule fees for appointed attorneys for Brown and Mills County. This is through Judge Mike Smith's district court. I think on y'all's packages, you can see what these fees have gone up a little bit. Sonia, anything I need to add to this? It's just increase in fee schedule for all these, indigent, all these cases that Judge Smith sees. And on the back of the page, you'll see a spot for, if it's approved, for me to sign along with Shane Britton in Brown County, Mike Smith, the district court judge, and Sam Moss, county court at law.
Make a motion that we approve the schedule of fees and
Okay,
Brown and Mills County.
motion been made by Commissioner Wright, approve the fees. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the fees, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Ms. Sonia, moving down to you, number 16, consider an act on order of special election November the 7th of 2023. Pardon? Yeah.
State, the court has to approve it, the governor has already called for it. It is posted on the Secretary of State's website. There are 14 proposed constitutional amendments. You'll also see in the video, we will be joining with Pretty for, they have a board trustee election. So they will be on our ballot as well if you approve. the joint election.
Okay. Questions from Ms. Scott? I'll make a motion. We, on the number 16, on the special election, we approve the, I'll make a motion to approve the special election for November the 7th of 2023.
Second.
Motion been made by me, second by Commissioner Head. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, number 17, consider an act on election judges for 2023-24 election cycle. Sonia, I don't guess I need to read all those judges' names, do I? Commissioners, in your pack, you got a list of all the different voting precincts, the judges of each precinct along with their addresses. I would make a motion that we approve the election judges for the 23-24 election cycle. Second, motion made by me, second by Commissioner Wright. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of the election judges, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 18, consider an act on joint election agreement with Pretty ISD. Ms. Scott had just mentioned that earlier. Anything else I need to prep with that?
This is the same election agreement that we've been using for the last couple of years. The pricing has not changed. They pay a portion that's prorated by how many registered voters are in the Pretty ISD, and then they'll pay for the ballot programming.
Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the joint election agreement with Free ISD.
okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams, approve the joint election agreement with Pretty ISD. Okay, well, he beat you there. Commissioner Warren got a second by Commissioner Head. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the joint election agreement with the Pretty, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 19, consider an act on the 24 holiday and regular commissioners court schedule. Commissioners, that's also in your package. It's pretty well what we've observed the last few years that I'm aware of.
How many holidays do we have?
They're showing 12 holidays, 2 floating holidays.
Should be 11. I believe that's. Should be 11, not 12,
Okay,
on the deal that I have.
For a total of 13.
okay, yes. That number, okay, the commissioners, where it says holidays instead of 12, you mark through that and put 11. Floating holidays is correct at 2. Total holidays is 13. Okay. Any other questions, discussion on that?
Make a motion to approve the holidays and. You gonna do both of them commissioners deal too? Commissioners court? It's all the same.
Well, we can talk about commissioner court schedules too.
Yeah.
Should we do one separately and the other one? They're all together.
Two separate motions.
Okay, 2 separate motions. Let's just do the holiday first.
I'll make a motion that we approve the holidays as presented with 11 corrections to 12.
Okay,
The total holidays 13, including Roman.
okay. Commissioner Wright has made, that's actually 11 holidays and 2 floating for a total, 13. Commissioner Wright's made a motion to approve the holidays. Commissioner Parton has made the second. All those in favor of approving the holidays, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Now you'll see the regular commissioners court schedule somewhere in our package, gentlemen. And one thing to point out, that we need to make a note of in 2024, April the 8th is our normal Commissioners Court Day, which is as you know, second and fourth Mondays. You'll see we have postponed that because the solar eclipse has taken place on Monday, April the 8th. So our Commissioners Court meeting will be the Tuesday, April the 9th of 2024. So I'll make a motion. We approve the Commissioners Court calendar for 2024. Motion been made by me, second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion?
What are we gonna do on the
Dig a hole and hide. Subject, we'll see what happens.
Temporary shelter.
For the locals.
For the locals.
For the locals.
Yeah. Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Got everything? Okay, all those in favor of approving the regular Commissioners Court schedule, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 20, Guy Burns, consider an act on declaring 5 floodlights as scrap. These are the old lights have been taken down. If I'm correct, a lot of them had ballast issues, light bulb issues. The frame was disintegrated. So we're declaring these as scrap, correct?
Yeah, and what it is, I'm repurposing the bases, so it's not gonna be a complete floodlight, it's gonna be part of the floodlight. And as I'm taking them down, I've had 2 more that just. When I turn them on to do my checks, I've already lost 1 more. Both of those, just rebuild it.
So the 3 that we surplused,
Yeah, scrap.
we're gonna scrap them all
They're
instead.
not worth anything,
Okay.
Okay,
so I just submitted to scrap all the paper.
okay. Okay, questions, commissioners? Comments?
Can you do that?
Do I now?
We can do the 5 today, we can't redo the 3 on that, can we?
Well, 3's already been declared scrap, correct? Yeah, and these are now considered scrap also, the other 5. Okay? All right, any other questions? I'll make a motion. We declare the 5 floodlights as scrap. A motion's been made by me, a second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion? All those in favor of declaring the 5 floodlights as scrap, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 21, Guy, gonna come up again. Consider an act on new EMS building. I know we got Mr. Terrell Harris. Hello, good morning, Terrell. How are you? I know we've been going, commissioners, there are several things came through on Sunday. Y'all may not have even gotten that report. I didn't see the emails till this morning about 7:30. Do you want to take off, Guy, or Terry taking off? Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, why don't you give us up to speed, what's going on and the emails, which I don't think most commissioners have had a chance to see those emails yet.
So we have a discussion that, we moved the scope from the original project, taking out the automatic transfer switch and 2 garage door openers. For a total of $22,000 in the change. And then we have an additional scope that includes painting the apparatus bay, spray foam in there, repainting the wood trim, adding onto the drops for data, installing RPZ valve, 225 panels were requested, and a junction box for IT, kitchen appliances was not an original bid, outlet drops with TV, ice machine, things of that nature. And then we can read down the list, we got the 2. So our additional scope was $34,000. Scope remaining was $22,000. Comes out to it was 12. So the guy this morning, he said that the ice machine was not being requested, but we removed that from the line item. The total difference is $9,487. So what I'm asking is just for a wash. I'm not asking for you to give any more money. I'm not looking to give back any more money. Just things that we've added, things you've taken out. You can see here on paper that you've got pretty much going out dead.
Okay.
We're trying to avoid paying every part of it.
Yeah, Terrell, I think I can speak on behalf of the Commissioners Court. We're all ready to get this wrapped up. I know we've had some, issues and things, delays, but we'll see what all the commissioners want to do, but I'm all for trying to get this wrapped up as soon as we can.
If we do wrap it up, what does it cost in the county? I mean, is it 12,000 we owe or what? 34,000?
$12,000 get a difference. Minus the ice maker we discussed, Sorry, I lost that page. $9,400 is the additional.
Well, we wouldn't own that. Other than the cost of the. You're saying wash on the.
Right. This is strictly to show where our differences are. I'm not gonna ask you for more money. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to show that we've given you more than what you're asking back to the transfer switch in the garage. What I wanna do is, again, call that a wash. Let us finish down, not cost the county any more money. Get the project done. The only item we're waiting on is the garage doors. We'll be here in 2.5 weeks. We'll install them. We'll be done. You'll have a building ready to turn over.
Okay, Guy, you had a comment. You want to come up here and let the guys speak?
A couple of numbers to do before. So, the total on the revised contract, we've had one change order. That was for the 4-foot door that goes between the living quarters and the bays, and that was $1,614.40. The original contract amount was $803,831.82. So add that together, that's $805,446.22 is the total cost of the building.
Say that again, Guy. What now?
$805,000.
Okay.
$446.22 will be the total price.
Okay,
The original cost was $1,614 less than that.
okay,
So that would give us a balance that we would owe, the county would owe $30,141.84. Which we've already discussed. Buildings completed, writing the check and done.
okay. Okay, commissioners, questions, comments?
The only thing I got, we were out there the other day after the, you can call it what you want to, call it roll, I call it baseboard. Have y'all had a chance to visit
I've been out
back
there,
out?
yes. There's a few issues to be addressed.
Is there any way to make those corners? The, the, not the inside corners, the outside corners, is that ever gonna stay and stick?
It's a pretty tough call. And rubber gold base, it doesn't work for going outside. There is an option, they make a boot. That you can cut out and just put in there.
Why is that do it?
Right, we'll look into that to see if we can get one out and we should look at it and see if it works better. That's just gold base. It's not a very pretty product. And we kind of discussed that at the beginning. It's a very cheap, easy, good fix. It's just not pretty. So I mean, we can glue those corners. Guarantee that it's gonna stay. It's hard to say.
Well, to pull that up, since that is glued to the, basically to the sheetrock,
Yes, sir.
are you gonna have to cut right above it? I mean, not into the sheetrock, but is it not gonna pull your paint and stuff when?
No, sir. If we do it right, you can, yes, but we're bringing the right crew to do it, the gold base, we're using the gun and we'll cut it the wall, so we can tear it and finish.
I think that needs to be addressed. It don't, it looks bad.
Yeah, we did, discuss that with Terrell this morning.
Well, it's just gonna get worse.
And that's one of the reasons it's coming loose like that, is the building's been so hot, the glue isn't setting down. Normally. We may have to just turn the air conditioner on, let that cure and then hold. But again, if the temperature fluctuates in there,
That rubber's
that
gonna
just gets
get
hot.
hot.
So
Yeah.
I do want to try and see if we can get one of the boots on there, see if it looks better. I mean, the difference is you're gonna see where those two combine. You're gonna see it. There's gonna be a difference, so we need to put in there, do a test and a corner where you don't see very much and see if you guys like that better.
Terrell, I will say the floors look much better after the ceiling and everything.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, looks a lot better. So thank you. All right, commissioners, any other questions or comments, discussion?
The only other is, I've got the pipes for outside, Dale. To go by the bay doors. To be welded to the cement. I've already got those. Be turning that bill into us pretty soon on that one.
I guess, doing that, do we want to do it, or y'all want to get Sam Bell to do it, or?
It doesn't matter, the pipe, we've got the pipe now, so. And it was cut and ready for us, and it's already, all it's gonna be welded, and then. I guess we fill the inside with cement or whatever, and then you cap it, or if we want to cap it or whatever, so. That is purchased and ready to go. On the other thing on the. EMS has Mike, have you heard from Carlos Reyes?
Mike,
No, I have not. I thought he was gonna call you.
Nope,
Okay.
He said
I
you-
thought you contacted him.
no, I didn't contact him.
I will. He was gonna measure, he pushed everything up, well, he measured it, well, and talking about this. But I thought y'all contacted him.
No, you said you talked to Mr. Reyes last week,
I
so.
did. He was gonna measure it, and we're waiting on his measurement, and he said he got it, so. I can give him a call and say, okay. But we don't want to start any of that till after the building's finished, really. So everybody gets out of the way.
Yeah, but it sounds like we're fixing to be finished with it right here.
guy, go ahead, sir.
I just wanted to address a couple issues while Terrell's here to get a timeline. So that, the court know when this is gonna get completed, as I understand. 9/5 is when the bay doors will arrive.
That's our estimation.
Okay, you have a date for the installer. Yeah.
They told us here 3 days, so they're, the door from the fifth to then
But the installer will be here also. Yeah, that's
that'll be a 3-day process.
okay. As I understand right now, the installation's being taken care of and painting.
So yesterday, our guys will either masking everything off, put in the tape, the plastic, so we don't get spray foam everywhere. And tomorrow, we're gonna spray the foam, patch everything, and then Thursday, it's 24 hours, Thursday, we'll come in and paint over the new foam.
Okay. The appliances, we got a
That should be a person next week.
portion next week. Okay, the only thing I wanted, there was no ice machine, but the refrigerator does have ice machine. The only other thing that I have is, through this week on Friday, they will be part of, that's part of it.
And it's only good for the community.
And are we gonna do a proposed walkthrough still or not?
Well, that's gonna be my next.
Okay.
When, I guess now, a little bit of time, too early to do a walkthrough, when we can do a walkthrough
Next week, and then the garage.
so by next,
I'm reading everything other than the garage.
that would, for me, that would.
Okay.
Let me get you that today, maybe Wednesday or Thursday next week.
The-
Go over and check with Gene, project manager, make sure things.
The proposed walkthrough of next week, I know that the commissioners, Commissioner Parton and Commissioner Williams, does that work with y'all schedule if you do it next week sometime? Proposed walkthrough,
Let's make sure we're there.
Okay.
And then we'll set something up.
Okay. right?
Yeah, there's still a couple of issues, the doors, the AC, that you know about the other. And we need to have all this done, check ready, completed before October 1st. They're gonna meet on.
The 18th.
The
18th is what I've been told.
Yeah.
18th.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence. Got anything else we need to be discussing? Anything else we need to discuss, commissioners?
This is for a motion in this.
Well. You,
What's everybody's?
you talking about the wash?
He's gonna need a motion for that.
Yeah, we need a motion if we don't do that. Don't one of y'all make it?
Don't make me no difference.
Commissioner Head, whoever.
I'll make a motion that we consider it a even deal at the completion of the project. Whenever that happens. I'll second it.
Okay, is that stated well enough for some motion? Let's get a little more clarification.
Make a motion that we call the 800.
$119. She's gonna.
805, 446.
805. 446.
Okay, 805, okay,
Be considered paid in full at the completion of the project.
okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Parton for the 805,000, 446. 22. To be the, total payment for the basic IDIQ EMS project. That's a motion. Second has been made by Commissioner Head. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Terrell, thank you. Guy, thank you. Anything else, Guy? You need to add to the emails or anything? Whew. Number 22, Commissioners' requests and reports. Commissioner Wright, go ahead.
I picked up the spire for the rock crushers. From Kirby Moore the other day. If y'all need it, it's just a spire. It's in the, well, I've had it in the machine down at the office. He said he had an old tire, I guess, I don't know who got it, but anyway, we have a spare now for the rock crusher, for the rock wheel.
I was gonna say front or back.
Yeah, front wheel. But it's in the, like I say, shop and everything. We've been working on County Road 310, 306, we work more Creek. Something I need to ask too. This rock crusher, are we gonna do that on the, just talking, this, for my information, I can put it on the agenda or whatever, but I wanna know right now. If, are we gonna reserve that a month at a time, or we're gonna reserve it a week at a time? Or a day at a time?
Oh, and I started it was 3 months, we moved it to a month. And I think a month's what it needs to be, otherwise we're gonna be running it all over the county.
Right, who, do we need to reserve that for the asking?
I think it just needs to revolve from one precinct to the other.
Just go on a schedule.
Calendar.
Well, who's gonna draw up the schedule, or right now, Jason had it last week, did you not?
Don't
I
have.
got it Friday.
We got it Friday. You got it Friday, but you
We're
did,
using it this week and then we're done with it,
you're using it this week.
as long as there's no breakdown.
But
But yes, we're using it this
No
week.
guarantee.
Okay.
But anyway, I just wanted to make
I
sure.
mean, we
that
can
got
make
it.
a schedule, but what we've always done is it just goes through the series of the precincts and then back
Yes.
through.
That's what I thought too, but like I say, it's been going different places, I just wondered how we're gonna do it, but anyway, that's all right.
Okay, Commissioner Head.
We done some grinding and everything, the other day when we had, on the rock crusher, when we had that fuel leak. When we was working on it, we noticed that the skid plate was kind of all jacked up. And sometime in the past, so we had sides straighten the brackets. And everything, it rolled underneath between the two tanks, it rolled one of the brackets really good. And we didn't, on the crusher, we didn't know it. I mean, we noticed it when we had the fuel leak, we had to go, we was laying underneath there, taking it apart, and it was all like somebody hit a big rock.
But on the track.
Yeah. So we got that straightened out and then sent it with Jason. But other than that, of course, we had to pick up that bunch of tree limbs. We got some pretty good winds the other day. And knocked some tree limbs and stuff down. We went and got it up. But other than that, we just wait on some rain.
Okay. Yeah, waiting on some rain. That's what we're all waiting on. Commissioner Parton.
We finished our fence row. That was a tough one. Been spot hauling and I'm just gonna call it what it is. We're hauling dust.
Yeah.
And
Pretty tough.
it's been trying to spot haul some places. We did get our new service truck. We're gonna try to get our bed changed out stuff. This week, maybe do some painting on the bed, so I look a little more presentable. Rather than a nice truck and an old white bed. So we're gonna do that and see if we can kind of. I guess buy a little time, get a little closer to a rain.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Okay, Commissioner Williams.
We're gonna use the rock crusher this week, new material and stuff out to 536. And, rework some back slopes on 540 and 434. And so we're gonna rock crush those and leave that material in a windrow on the side of the road until we get moisture to put it on the road. I guess that's it.
Okay, number 23, County Judge's Report. Well, like everybody, we're all busy. I got a busy week. We got a big docket for Wednesday's criminal court. On Thursday, I'll be leaving at lunch. I have a Hill Country Transit board meeting in Belton. And I was going to report, we're going to have a company come speak to us in the next 2 or 3 weeks called Valor. Commissioner Wright this last week had a meeting with the company called Valor. I've had now 4 meetings with them. This is a company proposing the battery backup system in Mills County, south on 183. And it's a large capital investment they're proposing. Of course, it's in the early stages. They're going through the process of their permits and whatnot. But they do want to be on the agenda in about another 2 or 3 weeks, Commissioners Court. I'm going to try to go with the LCRA sometime, visit with them about and get educated for battery backup systems. So I'm bringing to the Commissioners Court all the info you may have. But again, it's a large capital investment. It's still a good ways off, but it could be a good prospect for Mills County. And with that, I am done with mine. I'd recommend number 24 that we adjourn. I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made by me, second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Gerald, you take care. Thank you.
Me too, girl.